Andariki Namaskaram. Welcome back to another spiritual journey through the timeless temples and divine stories of Bharatadesham. In today's video, we are visiting a sacred kshetram connected to one of the most powerful acts of devotion ever witnessed in Sanatana Dharma. A story not about kings, not about wealth, not about power, but about pure bhakti. There are many rulers in history who built massive temples, carved mountains into shrines, and raised towering gopurams that still leave us speechless even today. But among all those stories, there is one story that stands far above architecture, wealth, and royal glory. A story that proves devotion alone can make God appear. A story of Shiva devotee who had nothing in this world yet built one of the greatest temples ever created, not with stones, not with gold, but within his own heart. Today, let us travel to the sacred land of Thiruninravur and experience the divine story behind Hrudayaleeswara Temple, the temple that stands as an eternal symbol of true surrender and devotion to Lord Shiva. If you genuinely love temple history, spirituality, and the hidden stories of our ancient kshetrams, do subscribe and join me in this spiritual journey through the ancient temples of Bharatadesham. Now let us enter one of the most emotionally powerful stories in the history of Shiva Bhakti. In the sacred land of Thiruninravur, there once lived an ordinary devotee of Lord Shiva, Poosala. He was not a king, not a rich merchant, not a powerful ruler blessed with armies and treasures, but his love for Lord Shiva was immeasurable. Every day he would see magnificent temples being built by kings and wealthy patrons. Huge mandapams, beautifully carved pillars, grand sanctums echoing with Vedic chants. Deep within his heart, one desire kept burning endlessly. If only I could build a grand temple for my Lord Shiva. But reality was cruel. He had no money, no land, no resources, no royal support. For many people, that would have been the end of the dream. But true devotion never accepts defeat. One day, the devotee made a divine decision. If he could not build a temple in the outer world, he would build one inside his own heart. And from that very moment began one of the most extraordinary acts of bhakti ever witnessed in Sanatana Dharma. Every single day, in deep meditation, he started constructing the temple mentally, not casually, not symbolically. He visualized every detail with absolute perfection. He chose the sacred location, he planned the sanctum, he designed the mandapams, he imagined every pillar, every sculpture, every wall with every prakaram. He mentally laid each stone with devotion. Days became months, months became years. While the world saw an ordinary man sitting silently, within him rose a magnificent temple, shining brighter than any royal structure on earth. Such was his concentration and surrender that the temple in his heart became more real than the physical world around him. And finally, after years of devotion, the temple was complete. Now only one sacred event remained, the Kumbhabhishekam. Poosala fixed an auspicious date for consecration ceremony of the temple he had built within his heart. At the exact same time, a mighty Pallava king was preparing for the consecration of a huge Shiva temple he had built with enormous wealth and royal power. The kingdom was celebrating. Priests were gathered. Preparations filled the city. But on the night before the grand ceremony, something unbelievable happened. Lord Shiva appeared in the king's dream. The king fell at the feet of the Lord expecting blessings for his temple. But Shiva said something that shattered his pride forever.
Tomorrow I cannot come to your temple consecration.
Lord Shiva then continued.
I must attend the consecration ceremony of the temple built by my devotee.
The king woke up confused. Which temple could possibly be greater than the magnificent structure built by an emperor? Who was the devotee? Where was this temple? The next morning, the king immediately began searching for it. His journey finally brought him to the quiet village of Thiruninravur. But there was no grand temple there, no towering gopuram, no massive mandapam, nothing. Only a humble devotee lost in meditation. The king approached him and asked, "Where is the temple whose consecration Lord Shiva himself is attending today?" The devotee slowly opened his eyes, and with complete innocence and humility he revealed the truth. The temple existed only within his heart. At that moment, the king realized something extraordinary. God does not measure devotion through wealth, status, or external grandeur. A heart filled with pure surrender becomes greater than any monument on earth. The king himself stood humbled before the greatness of true bhakti. He then ordered to build a great temple for Lord Shiva as per the design of Poosala. The king swore to construct the temple for Poosala just the way he had imagined it to be. The king placed a magnificent Sivalinga in the sanctum sanctorum along with an idol of Poosala besides it, and he called the Lord Hrudayaleeswara, Hridaya Alaya Ishwara, meaning the Lord of the Heart Temple. There are shrines for all the 63 Nayanmars in the several temples, but none of them, I think, all privileged to share the same sanctum sanctorum as the Lord. Poosala has the unique privilege which makes the Hrudayaleeswara Temple so special. Anyone visiting this shrine is able to worship the Lord and his worthy devotee together. This beautiful temple decorated with many murals on its ceilings and walls. You can see Bhikshatanamurti, form of Lord Shiva, and many other stories and tales of Lord Shiva can be seen here. You can see Surya, Chandra and Navagrahams in the temple. And then there is a separate shrine for the Pallava King, that is Rajasimha Pallava as per the records. Here the goddess name is Maragathambikai. As I already mentioned, you can see Poosala Nayanar right next to Hrudayaleeswara. And the Kalabhairava Swami can be seen here. The Hrudayaleeswara temple also contains separate shrines for Saptamatrikas, including Brahmi, Maheshwari, Kaumari, Vaishnavi, Varahi, Indrani and Chamundi, along with Ganapati. Even today, many devotees visit this sacred kshetram praying for relief from heart-related ailments, high blood pressure, emotional suffering and recovery from surgeries. People believe the grace of Hrudayaleeswara brings peace not only to the physical heart but also to the mind and the soul. The divine temple is located in Thiruninravur, around 30 kilometers from Chennai, and can be easily reached by Chennai suburban local trains via Avadi route or by the road. The temple timings are 6 am to 12:30 pm and 4 pm to 8:30 pm. Every temple has a story. Every journey reveals the divine. Thank you so much for watching this divine journey. Follow OE Explore with Hari for more powerful temple stories, hidden spiritual histories and divine journeys across the sacred kshetrams of Bharatam. See you all in another beautiful spiritual exploration soon. Shivaya Namaha, our heritage is our pride.